Question. According to the situation today, what will happen in 2 generations if the United States stops supporting Israel and China becomes Israel's supporter?
If the United States were to stop supporting Israel and China became Israel's primary supporter, the geopolitical and economic landscape would undergo significant changes over the next 2 generations, approximately 50 years. Here's a detailed analysis of the potential consequences. Geopolitical and strategic implications. 1. Middle Eastern dynamics. Shifts in alliances. Israel's realignment with China would likely lead to shifts in Middle Eastern alliances. Traditional U.S. allies in the region might reassess their relationships and security dependencies. Regional stability. The power dynamics in the Middle East could change, potentially leading to increased instability as countries adjust to the new geopolitical reality. 2. U.S. influence in the Middle East. Reduced influence. The U.S. would lose a significant foothold in the Middle East, diminishing its ability to influence regional politics, security, and economic policies. Alliance reassessment. U.S. allies in the region, such as Saudi Arabia and Egypt, might seek to diversify their security partnerships, possibly turning to China or Russia for support. 3. China's role. Increased influence. China's influence in the Middle East would grow substantially, giving it greater leverage over regional politics and access to critical energy resources. Strategic partnerships. China could use its support for Israel to forge stronger ties with other Middle Eastern countries, potentially mediating conflicts and promoting its Belt and Road Initiative. Economic and technological implications. 1. Technological collaboration. China-Israel tech synergy. The collaboration between China and Israel could lead to significant technological advancements, leveraging Israel's innovation ecosystem and China's manufacturing and scaling capabilities. Innovation hubs. Israel might increasingly serve as a technological and innovation hub for Chinese companies, accelerating advancements in AI, cybersecurity, biotech, and other high-tech industries. 2. Economic shifts. Investment flows. Chinese investments in Israel would likely increase, boosting Israel's economy and technological sector. This could include significant funding for startups, infrastructure, and joint R&D projects. Trade dynamics. Israel's trade patterns might shift towards China and other Asian markets, reducing economic reliance on the U.S. and Europe. 3. U.S. economic impact. Loss of innovation. The U.S. could lose access to critical Israeli innovations, impacting sectors such as cybersecurity, defense, and medical technology. Increased competition. With China gaining access to Israeli technologies, U.S. companies would face stiffer competition in global markets, particularly in high-tech industries. Long-term strategic consequences. 1. Military and defense. Defense realignments. Israel might increasingly rely on Chinese military technology and support, reducing its dependence on U.S. military aid and equipment. Arms race. The shift could potentially trigger an arms race in the region, with U.S. allies seeking advanced technologies to counterbalance Israel's Chinese-backed military capabilities. 2. Global power dynamics. Bipolar world. The global power structure could become more bipolar, with the U.S. and its allies on one side and China, supported by countries like Israel and Russia, on the other. Multipolar tendencies. Alternatively, the world could move towards a more multipolar order, with multiple centers of power and influence, including a stronger European Union, a resurgent Russia, and an increasingly influential China. Sociopolitical implications. 1. Domestic repercussions in the U.S. Political debates. U.S. domestic politics could be deeply affected, with significant debates over foreign policy, defense spending, and the role of the U.S. in global affairs. Public opinion. American public opinion might shift towards a more isolationist or interventionist stance, depending on how these changes impact national security and economic interests. 2. Israel's internal dynamics. Economic growth. Israel's economy could experience robust growth due to increased Chinese investment and technological collaboration. Strategic autonomy. With diversified support, Israel might pursue a more independent foreign policy, balancing relations between China, the U.S., and other global powers. Conclusion. In 2 generations, the realignment of Israel with China, coupled with the U.S. withdrawing its support, would lead to substantial changes in the global geopolitical and economic landscape. The U.S. would face challenges in maintaining its influence in the Middle East and its leadership in global technology sectors. China, on the other hand, would gain significant strategic and economic advantages, potentially altering the balance of power. While the U.S. would remain a major global power, it would need to adapt to these changes by strengthening other alliances, investing in domestic innovation, and reconsidering its foreign policy strategies. The world could move towards a more competitive and multipolar order, with significant implications for global stability, economic growth, and technological progress.